could it actually be staged? A fake alien invasion, a fake UFO sighting that looks so real that the sheeple, as people affectionately like to call us, the believers and the non-believers, because I think it would be the non-believers that believed if this fake AI government orchestrated grand deception was put into play. They would be the first people to start believing, which is ironic really. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Just a random walk and talk, kicking about a few ideas as they bounce around in my head today with the Bobster. And first of all, just look at this. Carpeted with wild garlic. It looks incredible. And even more amazing is that it smells incredible. I wonder if they'll ever make a camera that can smell. I doubt it, but who would have ever thought that they'd have made a phone that we can talk to each other and actually look at what we're doing. He's gone into the forest of garlic. Where is he? He's gone to ground. This is his best scent training exercise, because if he can retrieve the stick in the garlic, he's passed his test. And he has done, look. He's now a qualified retriever. Come on, Bob, this way. Well, as I say, we'll just kick a few ideas about, and I wanted to talk today about AI and its implications for mankind. The potential that it has to deceive us, the potential it gives other people to deceive us, to create some great deception, show us things that aren't real. But before I do that, I'll just look down here. Can't resist looking down here, you know, because of the deer carcasses that I was finding. And I like it when I look down here and I don't find anything. Artificial intelligence versus actual reality. You know? Is that ever going to become a reality? I really don't think it will. Sure, it could replicate flowers. It can show us flowers on a computer screen or a TV screen. It could show us animals. But out in the real, where I'm walking and talking now, I don't think AI is ever really going to be able to compete with actual reality. How could it? I don't really think it could. What kind of things could AI replicate? What kind of scenarios can you see where artificial intelligence could infiltrate actual reality? If we're talking about a UFO sighting, then obviously most of what I talk about, most of what other people relay to me, is all in the past tense. So I suppose an actual UFO sighting could be recreated, you know, with somebody who's good with film editing and software, could actually maybe create the actual UFO and fool us all. So there's definitely the potential there to deceive. So what does that mean? I mean, I'm only talking about it on a level where people good with editing software, everyday man, could deceive. What about people with unlimited budgets, people within black projects? Could we be deceived the other way? What do I mean by that? Could it actually be staged? A fake alien invasion, a fake UFO sighting that looks so real that the sheeple, as people affectionately like to call us, the believers and the non-believers, because I think it would be the non-believers that believed if this fake AI government orchestrated grand deception was put into play. They would be the first people to start believing, which is ironic really, when the people who've actually seen, the people who've actually experienced, have been trying for years to convince people of these strange realities. So I think there's more potential for some government body, global elite, to stage some kind of artificial event whereby mass swathes of the population globally think that we have been visited by some previously unseen, unbelieved alien presence. And do you know, if another country, another superpower, say Russia or China, got there first and did actually make contact with another intelligence that wanted to announce its presence, what if there are plans already in place to counteract that with an actual staged fake alien presence by a country that didn't quite get there before, you know, the other superpower did? These are all scenarios and ideas that just bounce around in my head, and probably nothing like that will ever come into fruition. But I do firmly believe that the populations of the world would be the first people to be fooled if some artificial intelligence or some government body created a fake alien presence, should we say. I'm not going to say invasion, a fake alien presence, because for the most part the people that are watching channels like The Last Transmission and Truth Proof already know the reality of what's out there. They've already experienced something of an otherworldly nature, something that's external to what is deemed to be possible within this world. So artificial intelligence, yeah, I think there is a place for it in the grand deception. So just a few thoughts there, and we'll pick up on a few more as we weave our way through this beautiful ancient landscape of Danes Dyke. How good is that? So we'll go down here, let Bobby have a little play, and I'll just leave those thoughts to settle in your mind. What's he found? He's searching for clues. He's looking for clues of his own. But we'll walk up here, and here we go, Bob. Here you go. Have that stick. And we'll just have a little wander up here and just contemplate AI versus AR. Artificial intelligence, actual reality. And will the disbelievers be the ones who actually believe the great deception if it's ever brought into play? Would you believe it? Would I? Would it be so incredible that we'd all be fooled? It's a difficult one. You know, I find it hard to imagine anything replicating this, what I'm doing now, as crazy as that might sound. What we got here? We've got some kind of bridge. Look at this. It's not a bridge I'd want to walk across, is it, you people? Look at that. Stupid. Come on, Bobby. I usually say there's not many people been down here, but somebody's been down cutting trees up since I was last here. Come on, Bob, up here. Go on. And we'll walk up this little bit of dyke all sorts of scenarios, all sorts of combinations of tricks and deceptions at play. Kind of insiders within insiders. It's like a giant spider's web. And I think as a whole, we're on the outside of that web. And at the core, on the inside, sits the spider, sits the great deceiver, the one that's laid all these plans and all these little flicks of our legs as we hit the web and struggle with the understanding of what's happening, whilst the main player sits in the middle, observing and watching what we're doing, looking for a reaction. Come here, Bob. I'm sure I can see somebody up there. Can you see that, people? Could be wrong, and I don't want to jump up there. Come here, Bob. I'm sure I can see somebody up there. Can you see that, people? Could be wrong, and I don't want to jump up there. Oh, come on. I'm imagining it, obviously. But the more I see of the cryptid scenario and the things that people report to me and tell me about, the more I know that there's a great reality to it. But at the same time, we kind of deceive ourselves. Let's have a look. Some prints there, but they've got claws in them. So we know we're looking at a dog, I would think. But let's just walk a little bit further. Good boy. Just to pick this up and throw another thought out there into the ether, so to speak. What if we're a crop? You know, what if human was genetically altered and modified, as a lot of people think we were, can't find the missing link. Well, what if we were changed for specific reasons, not just to work and get the planet into some kind of shape that these unknown intelligences might want, but also as a crop, as a food.
What is this?
That's a truly terrifying thought, and it's not one that I particularly want to dwell on, but can you imagine the scenario if these beings did arrive and that was their intention, and all of the abductions, not just of humans but of animals, over the years, over the centuries, probably been going on thousands of years. Can you imagine if they're just testing the product, seeing how ready it is for harvest? You know, because I noted that people are saying of late that abductions seem to have stopped. Well, perhaps these things go in waves, and a series of tests has been conducted and are conducted every given number of years. 10 years, 50 years, 1,000 years, who can say? And abductions become more prolific, and these beings are just testing the product. That's a frightening thought, thrown in the mix with AI and AR and the what ifs. Would the world regroup and become one to combat the alien invasion? Love to say alien invasion, but I don't necessarily mean from outer space. These are just a few thoughts that have bounced around in my head that I want to bounce off you guys. You may have thoughts of your own, and might be totally different, and you might think that any or all of what I've spoken about today just does not apply. Good aliens, bad aliens, no aliens, who can say? Okay guys, if you've enjoyed listening to the channel and you like what I'm talking about, we'll catch you next time. Bye bye.